I'm super excited to be here running Banjo-Tooie for you. This game is quite silly, but we'll get into just the amount of silliness in this. But yeah, we're gonna begin our run. We're gonna be doing a category called any percent no bit clips, which we'll get into all that stuff later. So yeah, we start on a pre-made file, which starts at 4 seconds ish. There's a specific number I always forget. So yeah, we're just gonna open the file, and I'll get into why we have a pre-made file. So yeah, so here we just, if you know the story of Banjo-Kazooie, it's essentially an extension of that. But for those who don't know, we're gonna watch a cutscene while I explain this. Essentially, Banjo-Kazooie is a platformer made by Rare, and the story for that game is Gruntilda, who's an evil witch, is trying to become the prettiest woman in the whole land, and so essentially kidnaps our protagonist's sister, Tootie, to essentially become the prettiest. And so it's quite a silly story. Point being, the end of that game, we essentially kill Gruntilda, and in this game, Gruntilda gets essentially resurrected, and now we are essentially trying to save the world again from just what Gruntilda's trying to do again. And so here we have our first boss. This is Klungo. Everyone say hi to Klungo. We're gonna see him again much more later in the run. Klungo has 3 different potions here, and let's see which one we get. Red, perfect. So red is the slowest potion, but also the easiest one because he grows big. And so the reason it's slow is because he has this little animation growing and then becoming smaller when we attack him. And so we're just gonna be dealing with some Klungo right here, and then once we are done with this fight, we'll actually begin doing our main task of the run, which is getting collectibles. And so
I just wanted to note, hi everyone, it's Kinket. I just wanted to note that 8 glass
yeah,
with the potion. That's pretty metal.
that. Yeah, no, I was gonna say that's rad.
Also, for those of you not keeping track at home, this is a speed run, and this is the lovely Ad who is doing this speed run. Press. We don't do 1 in chat because this is Banjo-Tooie. Press 2 in chat if
true.
you're having a good time.
You have a really good point. Yes, I am running the second game of the Banjo series. Yes, type 2. Alright. So now we're here. We just finished Klungo, and now we're in the main hub of the world, which is essentially Isle o' Hags, or as we'll be mainly exploring right now, Jinjo Village. And so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to get on top of this red house and do some precise movement so we can get on top of the red house, because there's a really useful collectible up here, and it's a treble clef. So once I get it, this one's it's decently precise. Because essentially the way this game works is if you do a beak bust, which is a ground pound essentially, you're able to kind of get a bit more height, just like that, perfect. So that we're able to get up to that top part of the house. And now we collected that treble clef. We need to collect 315 notes, sorry, to beat the game, because there is a collectible, or there's a move we'll be getting very later on into the run, which is required for the final boss. But we'll get into that. But we're also going to meet our good friend King Jingling, who gives us our first Jiggy. It's gonna be a quick hi because we're gonna not see him again until literally at the end of the game. But yeah, we have a cutscene here. Clinket, if you have anything to say.
Apparently we were on the... Am I really loud now? I hope I'm not super loud. Anyway, apparently I was on the wrong mic. We're fixing that. But what I was gonna say is, what's your favorite clef, Ad? Do you like the treble clef?
Oh, that's a good question. I am a musician, so this is actually a really hard question. I think I would have to say, on how things look, a bass clef is really cute.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say the design of a treble clef is also really awesome.
Very true. Very true. I actually sign when I do my real signature, my government signature, I use a treble clef in there. There's a
Nice.
hint to my name. Not really. Um, but yeah, we have a bid war going on right now. Save the Jiggy or save the frames. So what that means is when you go to make your donation, you can put your money towards one option or the other. And what's that going to do for us, Ad?
Yeah, so essentially what that will do for us is in the second level that we'll be doing in this run, which is Mayhem Temple, which is coming up decently soon, there's a section called Pillars, and this section used to be in the old route of this category and requires 3 very precise beak bombs that we saw earlier, and essentially it's on pillars like I mentioned earlier, and so you have to do essentially 3 very precise beak bombs to get on top to get a Jiggy. And so we have to, if we do save the Jiggy, we will be collecting that Jiggy and then just seeing the wonderful routing that we'll be doing afterwards. But if we just save the frames, we'll just be moving past that like it's the normal route.
I think if you want to save the Jiggy, you should donate 1111 or 2222. I think that makes sense. There's also a banjo sound, but it's 19 something something. Someone, Tyler knows can remind us of the actual Banjo-Kazooie sound that we have enabled. And then we also have a goal, which when it comes, I will tell you what that is when it comes around. But if we get to that, then we're gonna have a cool at the end of this run, a cool bonus showcase at the end.
Yes, exactly. All right. Now what we're doing here, this is called Glitter Gulch Mine Early. It's a really precise trick. Essentially, we need to line ourselves up with this little grate in this level, and then we're trying to essentially go in between a couple pixels to essentially just like slide through and just completely get into the level early. Gonna give this angle one more try, and then there's always a different angle I can try. Yeah, okay. It's giving me trouble. This trick can just be trouble most of the time. So yeah, just a lot of it is just lining up, making sure you get the proper angle. And then let's try this again on this angle. This is another good place to do it. And then you can see on my shadow. There we go. Got it. How if I see my shadow, I am on the platform or like the upper part of the platform. But if I am not, then I am on the grate, and so we're trying to get in between that. But yeah, got it decently quick. But now we're into our first level of the entire run. This is Glitter Gulch Mine. And we'll be doing a lot of setup things in this level that are very important for us to complete this run very fast. To give you the context on how to beat this game, you need to collect at least, if I were to put an estimate, like 600 notes and at least 70 Jiggies to get to the final boss, which is Hag 1. And the way we would do that is just we have to go through so many different levels, doing a lot of different tasks to get those Jiggies, doing a whole bunch of things that just take up so much time. The world record for the category called any % no delayed cutscene warp, which I'll explain later, is around 2 hours and 30 minutes. In this category, the world record is around 42 minutes. And so that's a big difference with just one trick, which I will be explaining very soon. But here we turn into the detonator. I always ask this when I run Banjo-Tooie, is if you played either of the games and you know the transformations from either Kazooie or in Tooie, what is your favorite transformation?
Ooh, tell us in your donations.
Yeah, exactly.
Send us a donation with your favorite donation, or with your favorite transformation. I'm a big fan of the detonator, to be honest. I think it's pretty good.
That's so fair. It's so small and all that, and just exploding things in a cave. That's a vibe. I
also
honestly
just look silly.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think for me, my personal pick would have to be what's it called? The bee, because the bee is just
Oh yeah, the bee is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know in Kazooie there's also a pumpkin, and the pumpkin's also very cute.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Let us know which one's your favorite, though. I would love to hear those.
Yeah, we did get a $19.98 donation from Dino saying, "Yeehaw, let's save that Jiggy," with a Y.
thoughts. Do you have any more?
I'm waiting for them to come in, chat. You get
Fair
those
enough, yeah.
donations in. We're gonna keep talking about this game. If you want to hear me talk about your favorite transformation or something else, say whatever you want me to say on the microphone while we do this spirit. Get your donations in. I can't talk. Back to you, Ad.
That's so fair. No, talking is very hard. But yeah, we just did a whole section there. I did a trick called detonator levitation, which is essentially there's a waterfall there. If you press A and B somewhat at the same time, you'll just levitate. The science behind it, I don't know. I just know it's silly, and that's all I care about.
Stumping scientists with this one cool trick. Secret of levitation.
Exactly. If only Banjo can do that.
If only I could do that.
All right. I forgot to mention, this is Jam Jars. Jam Jars is the person we have to teach our moves in this game. In the previous game, it's actually Bottles, but this game is a little bit dark. The intro story that we do skip basically kills Bottles, and it's our mission to essentially try to revive Bottles from the dead, because Grunty decided to not be a nice person and just wanted to just kill Banjo and just the whole Banjo crew, but mainly just killed Bottles, which is really unfortunate because if you saw earlier, we also went to Bottles' house, and his family does not know, which is that's really dark.
That's so dark. Oh my gosh.
It's this game coming out in 2000 with like that level of like storytelling is that's it, like wow. But yeah, we're almost done with Glitter Gulch Mine. We have 2 more Jiggies to collect, thankfully, and then we'll be heading into a couple different levels. So here, grab that Jiggy just like that, and we just fall straight down. And then next, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going here. And we're going to be doing the hardest room in the run, because essentially this room on certain TVs, I know on my CRT I can barely see it, and on my monitor right now I cannot see this, is a pitch black room, and so I have to kind of just use slight visual cues to help me do this section. So trying to avoid the lamps here. Okay, then do a beak bust here, land here, and then that is the Jiggy, just like that. And we're done with Glitter Gulch Mine.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, we do come back later for a couple more things, but for now, we're done with the main part of that level. And now we're just going to be doing a lot of kind of move collecting, just a lot of logistical things for the run. We're going to be opening up our first level, and then we're going to be getting into Mayhem Temple, which is where a lot more glitches will happen. This game is very broken. Rareware just loves to have games that are just a tad bit broken, you know? So we're going to go here. And now we're going to be getting another... we just unlocked fire eggs there. And so now we're going to be entering the Witchy World area for grenade eggs. And the grenade eggs are actually really important for one of the... for that bonus thing we'll be doing after the run. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Ooh.
All right. But yeah, now we're here. We're getting this move, and then we're gonna be opening up a level. But while we are essentially doing all this, Plinkett, if you have anything to say, you have like around 2 minutes or so. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to remind everyone that we are raising money for the Starlight Children's Foundation. They bring joy to children in hospital through like handheld consoles. They have like basically what their focus is making being in the hospital sucks, and it especially sucks when you're a kid. And so they try to do everything they can to make that experience more comfortable as possible for kids while they're in the hospital. This includes like the handheld systems that we're raising money for, which we are less than 1,000 away from hitting our 3rd/4th because they're all getting matched. This month, Partners of Starlight are matching every donation or every handheld system that's fundraised. So that when we hit $3,200, that's going to be 2 more systems, which is really exciting. And so, at any rate, they do things like that. They have like wagons to pull the kids around in a fun way around the hospital. They have like really comfy and colorful gowns with like fun characters on them. And then they and other toys, Legos, art projects, stuff just to make the experience more fun. So we are so excited to be raising money for Starlight. You can make your donations. Go to donate.zeldathon.com or boob.city or whatever other weird names we've made. And get your donation, put it toward the bid war. And also we're gonna get to this final showcase, which I think is gonna be, I don't know, Dino, what's the number? Do we pick a number? You tell me what the number is. And that's what it's gonna be to get to that showcase.
Awesome. So yeah, I guess we're talking about it, essentially the category that I'll be doing after this is a category called Go Home and Die Percent. And so essentially with that, it's the main goal for that is to get to grenade eggs as fast as possible and then just go straight to Banjo's home and just, die, and then that'll be the end of that category. So it's a really short category. That one is like around 12 minutes long. So it's really short. But I'm here showcasing Any Percent because Any Percent is also such an awesome category. So many awesome tricks we do in this run. And just in general, you get a lot of the main story of Tooie. So this is like a solid run for like just getting a general basis on how Banjo-Tooie works.
So I've just been told it's $2,750. If we hit that amount, then we will unlock that Go Home and Die percent. Which I love the name of. So get those donations in, go and get that, and also put it toward the bid war for the save. Are we still doing the Save the Jiggy bid war?
Yeah, Save the Jiggy.
It's
bid
like
war,
whatever.
Okay. Yeah, it's very
that
close.
That just goes on the whole time, or we're almost there. We're almost there.
Yeah,
okay,
almost
last
there.
chance to get toward that. Let me see which one's winning. I'm gonna look for that. Save the Jiggy is currently winning. With $19.98.
Awesome. I do want to showcase this Jiggy out. So the people could snipe it away. People, if we don't want to see it, we don't have to see it. But I would love to showcase it.
We get enough Jiggy here at twitch.tv/Zeldathon. We don't need more Jiggy. Donate to save the frame. I don't want any more Jiggy on my. I've had enough Jiggy.
Yeah. All right. So now I did a trick there called slick clip. There's a different name. I'm not calling it that. Essentially, there's like a little like sliver. You can kind of do a beak bomb, which is a move you can do in flying, which allows you to just go like faster. And so I did that to essentially clip through the wall. We went out of bounds. Now we're here very early. And then you might be wondering, why do I have that file from that starts like 4 seconds into the game already? Well, there is this really awesome thing that the developers have called randomizing the Jinjo locations, and it's really not helpful for speedruns in a way of if you're just doing it off a clean file, you won't know where the Jiggy or where the Jinjos will end up. Because essentially the way they work is they are in families, and so the white family, for example, has 1 Jinjo. The orange family has 2. And so we need to complete the family to get a Jiggy. And so the reason why that can be bad is we don't know where to do that. We can't route those Jinjos in. But the Jinjo data actually saves if you copy a file, which is a new thing they added in this game. And so we're able to copy the data of a made file, check if that's the correct pattern we need for a run, and then we're able to use this pattern for runs, essentially, for getting the correct amount of quick Jinjos and all that. And so we use that purposefully to our advantage so that we're able to get some quick Jiggies and just do this run really fast. By the way, this is a really good flight. That was a really good flying section.
That was cool.
Controlling the flight is not easy because sometimes when you're flying, you'll just lose control very easily. And so I'm really happy I didn't kind of crash land there near the notes I just collected.
Well done.
All right, and now we're just setting up a couple more things, getting more notes. Again, like I mentioned, we need 315 notes before we enter the final boss to even beat the final boss, and so we're doing a lot of the note collection stuff right now. We actually collect all the notes in this level, which is 100. So there's the 80, and then we're about to get a treble clef right here. So this is one
Always
more
the
slice.
treble clef.
It's always the treble clef. Just like this, we're gonna beak bomb, and then now we're gonna. That is an interesting pattern, actually. I've never seen the flies just be so close to each other. Makes it easy for me though.
Oh, so there's some level of like RNG or whatever with that when it comes to how you get to it. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so I would like to know the result of if we're saving the Jiggy or not, because this is the room we're gonna do it in. Perfect.
We are saving the Jiggy.
We're gonna be seeing. We're gonna save the Jiggy. We're gonna see some awesome movement in this section coming up, because this, like I mentioned, this is really difficult. This was very much routed out of the main route for the category, because it was one difficult. Also, it's just completely out of the way, and so we're just gonna be doing this right now. And so, like I said, it's around 3 beak busts right now, and so we're gonna essentially go on this rock, do a beak bust on this one. This one's the easy one, and then now here we have a couple that we have to do. We have to essentially jump from the edge of that, and then do a beak bust, and so we have to kind of time this correctly. And then the last one, the one right here, let's see if we can get it first try. This one, if you do fail it, you do take fall damage, so there is a risk of dying here as well. All right, let's see if we get it. Try that again. Again, like I said, it has to be at the very edge. So I'm trying to get the perfect jump here. Nice, first try.
Yes, let's go.
There we
that
go.
was awesome. That was incredible.
Yeah, I always, for that one, like I said, it's very precise, and so I always am like 50-50 on all those jumps, and I'm really happy I was able to get them all first try.
That's incredible. That was incredible.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Well, now that we're kind of done with that, we have a couple more Jiggies. We're going to be entering a code that's randomized and entering Glitter Gulch Mine for Jinjos and then just another Jiggy. And so I normally give it off like for donations or anything like in like 3 minutes from now, but honestly, now's a great time because now we're just going to be collecting stuff.
Yeah, so before I get to that, I wanted to also just let everyone know that we do have a file name incentive that just started for Oregon Trail later on tonight. So you can name like all the characters in that, I think, for the travelers for that one. So get those donations in. Maybe name one Jiggy. maybe we'll have a Jiggy character in there. Get some Banjo representation in there.
Yes.
Also, if you're a big fan of Banjo-Kazooie, we have merch. And Banjo and Kazooie are on our shirt for this event, which is really, really cool. I'm going to show that real fast to everyone. You can go to zeldathon.com/store, and 25% of that, oops, I just started pressing buttons. I'm so sorry. 25% of that goes to Starlight Children's Foundation. Oh my goodness. Okay.
You're all good. I'm also just pressing buttons on a controller.
That's what we're all doing. That's what.
Exactly.
Isn't that just life? What is life except just pressing some buttons? Get those. But we have just a little bit. I don't know. How are we? Like what? Halfway through this?
I would say halfway through. Is it? Yeah.
We're about halfway through. Yeah. So we need to get $205, which we have a 2x donation match in right now. So that's really just over $100. Actually. Hey, producer, how about we start a mission for something to get us roughly $100 in some division so that we can get that? Here I am backseat producing.
Love to see that.
That's what we got to do sometime.
Yeah, exactly.
Ad, do you have like a favorite sound you like? Even if it doesn't exist yet in our sound library?
Oh, that's a really good question. I do actually, yes. We're gonna be going to that level real soon. There's an enemy in Witchy World, which is the 3rd level of this game, which makes a really interesting noise, and it's like a bleh type of noise.
Ooh. All right, team, you're on it. Get that sound. Find that sound in the game and get it for me. Stat, you have 5 minutes. Here we
I
go.
would say-
Jiggies, more jiggies. Too many
more
jiggies.
Too many jiggies. I was gonna say, I think my interpretation of that sound, and we'll hear soon, was decently accurate actually.
Oh, we could just take that sound too.
That could also be good.
Just clip that sound. We'll use that one. It's fine.
All right. Yeah, we're solving more puzzles. Again, this is all cutscenes. This Banjo-Tooie is very much a cutscene heavy game. I'm doing a run. I'm running Banjo-Tooie 100% in like a week or so for an event called Really Really Lots of Lore. And like, to give you the context on 100%, that category for me is 4 hours or 4.5 hours long, and the amount of cutscenes is like estimated to be like at least an hour. There's like at least an hour of unskippable cutscenes.
Wait, 100% is an hour of unskippable cutscenes?
Yeah.
25% of it is just that's wild. That's absolutely wild.
It's interesting because it's like some of it's useful. Like it's like, oh, you have a 3-minute break where you're just watching a cutscene, or not 3 minutes, that's too long. Like a minute and a half. Now it's like a great time because you're like 3 hours in. Now it's your like bathroom break. But then there's like some that's like, oh, here's like 3 different 20-second cutscenes, and you just have to wait it out because you have to do like one task in between each of the cutscenes, and it's like, ugh, just waiting around.
Waiting around at the speed of sound. I don't think that makes sense.
Saddle up. New bounties
That's
posted.
just what came to
Let's
my
ride.
I
New
think-
bounties posted.
I think
Let's ride.
we'll believe it is.
Yeah, I believe in it.
Yeah, I believe. All right. So here we're unlocking it, and this is the first time we're gonna be doing this. I'm actually gonna reset the console here. Once I see the Witch World area load here, I reset the console because the way the game works in terms of saving is if you reset the console when a area loads, that will count as your save for just in general. And so we use that to our advantage in that cutscene specifically, but also in general, any cutscene where we open levels, to kind of just skip that that cutscene and then just do some quicker movement to like get to the level, or much more quicker. And so what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be entering Witchy World, and Witchy World is the setup for the glitch that will essentially help us beat the game as fast as possible. Because you may realize we're still on the 3rd level. There's like at least a couple more levels left. You might be wondering how we're going to even beat it in like 20 minutes from now. But that's actually the way we're going to beat the game is because of a trick called Delayed Cutscene Warp. And Delayed Cutscene Warp is essentially the wrong warp of the game. There's a lot of technical stuff that goes into it, but essentially, game doesn't know if a cutscene is being loaded correctly. It'll just load any cutscene that it last has on its data, and so we're gonna use that to our advantage at the end of the run. But for now, we're just collecting more notes and jiggies.
We have a mission. Or sorry, they're not missions anymore, they're bounties. We have a bounty. For the Blee sound is how it's spelled on here. If we donate 5 banjos, $19.98 in the next 8.5 minutes-ish, 5 of those, then we're gonna get that sound.
Awesome.
Sweet. Yeah, and then you can also put in your file name for Oregon Trail in there too. Continue. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're all good. This is the Cactus of Strength. This is the Wild West area, so this is very much on theme for the event.
I knew we'd make it. There we go.
Yep, there he is.
Did you call it the Cactus of Strength?
Yes, so that's what the minigame is called.
I love that.
This game is very silly. All right. Everyone say bye. We're no longer gonna be
Wait,
in this
that's it?
area. Yeah,
That was
that's
it?
all we
That
do.
was... All
Yeah.
right. See ya. See ya, Rodeo.
We are gonna see
No
two
more
other
cowboys.
themes though. No more cowboys, but we're gonna see some other themes here, such as the Inferno, which here we have the Dive of Death, which we'll get into the Dive of Death real soon. We're gonna collect a Jiggy through the wall. Something that this game is very we use to our advantage is called hitbox extensions, and so essentially if the game just detects Kazooie or any of the characters we do just go through the wall, it can just collect a collectible just like that, and it's very useful for a lot of the later parts in like 100%. But yeah, also this is what I mean by kind of the Dive of Death, because that jump will definitely kill you if you just do not land in the water there.
I also tune out and land in the water sometimes, and that isn't good. I don't know. That was a terrible segue. But we did have a $19.98 donation from Sporadic Silence. Thank you. We just need 4 more.
Oh my gosh, we're so close. Alright. I normally forget this Jinjo in a lot of my runs, but I remembered it this time.
Yay!
So it says 15 Jiggies are normally, if we weren't saving the Jiggy, we would have 14 by this point, which is what we need to unlock the next level, which is Jolly Roger's Lagoon. But we got 15 because we saved the Jiggy, and now we are essentially almost done with the run. We have just a couple more tasks to do left, but we're gonna do a really awesome thing here. This is red button that we shoot a grenade egg at. And
I love a button.
yeah, and once this loads Glitter Gulch Mine right here, we reset the console, and that's essentially that setup for that wrong warp glitch that I was telling you about. But we can't use it immediately because we do not have everything we need for the final boss, and so now our mission is to get all the items we need for the final boss. And so essentially what we need now is to get, I think I saw 270 notes. I'm not too sure on that. I just know we have some amount of notes and we have to collect 315, and then we'll be all good to get the final move. And so we're going to be unlocking Jolly Roger's Lagoon, which has a move. This whole section, I should say, is just very linear. We open a level, we go to that level, we get a move in that level that's like very much like deep in the level, and then we leave the level, go to the next area that's like in the progression of it, get a move, and then we can start breaking the game again. So a lot of this is just linear. But we're solving this puzzle, so you have 2 minutes.
Yeah, speaking of linear in 2 minutes, we had we're getting a few donations coming in. $19.98 from Chillamags. Thanks, Mags. As well as $19.98 from Cheese. Cheese has been a big donor this event so far. Which means we have $136.55 remaining in our matching right now that we have going on. So if we just need 2 more of these banjos. And I think that's going to get us to the amount also to see the Go home and die?
Yeah, go home and die %.
Go home and die %. And we're getting close to the end of the game, so we got to get those last 2. We have just over a minute left. We need 2 more $19.98 donations in. So go to donate.zeldathon.com or boob.city, whatever your favorite donation address is, or you can even donate through the Twitch charity tool here on the Twitch page. $19.98.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm telling you, with the go home die % is very funny. It's gonna be my first time showcasing it for like any like run I've done for a marathon, and so we're gonna be the first audience to see a go home and die % in Banjo-Tooie.
Add world premiere.
Yes.
World premiere.
World premiere.
Oh, we just need 2 more.
Oh my gosh, we're so close.
Just 45 seconds left. Can we do it? I believe in
Trail's
us.
gone cold, partner. Outlaw slipped away.
Here we have more notes. So yeah, we're back in the plateau. It's like, I think honestly the like 4th time we've been in the plateau. But this will be the final time we'll be in the plateau, I'll say that. And in here, the reason why we come here for the final time is because now we have a move called Split Up. So now Banjo can move to wherever he wants by himself, and then Kazooie can also go wherever he wants by herself. And so essentially what we're going to be doing here is just getting some, hitting those switches, and then also getting these notes, specifically with Kazooie, because Kazooie is very fast. Just like that. And then we're going to hit this final switch. And then now we've opened this area, which is... I always forget what this area is called. I think it's Cliff Top? I always forget. There's so many names in this in Banjo-Tooie that I forget all the names. Yeah, Cliff Top. Nice. This area is always forgettable for me. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Never mind. Oh, sorry. I was just saying we hit the bounty. We're gonna get the cool sound that's coming in, and we got just over $5 for that left to get the showcase.
Awesome. Yeah, we have this level, which is around, or at least before we get to the final boss, we have like around 6 minutes, and then we have the final boss itself, which is like 7 minutes. That was not intentional, by the way. I'm so sorry about that. But we're gonna be essentially just getting through the game as quick as possible now. We're gonna be swimming now, which is the slowest part of the run. This is also the really scariest part, because we essentially can't take damage, or I have to find a quick backup. And you might be saying that that's like not that bad, but actually there's an octopus here that 9 times out of 10 has always hit me in a run, and so usually it goes fine. Okay. I have the backup very easily, and so we're able to just go into a different area to get a refill of health and our air. So yeah. Because if you die at any point in a section, you have to restart this entire swim section, which is around 1.5 minutes long, and that's a lot of like time to like lose in just like the final parts of the run. It's very punishing.
Speaking of punishing, we have a new apparently a new donation sound coming in. That will be here soon. And thank you to Mags and Cheese again for getting us to that sound unlock.
Now we're here. We're getting our second to last move here. This is Talon Torpedo that we'll be getting real soon. And this move allows us to essentially use Kazooie underwater. Oop, I got hit. Okay. Yeah, so that's a really good thing that I didn't actually make it this far with the air, because the hardest part is also the RNG in this area, because those electric eels will just attack you, and that will definitely kill you at some point. And so there's a lot of this part of the run is always like can go either perfectly or that's bad. Yeah, we're done with Jolly Roger's Lagoon, and now we are going to be completing final things we have for this collection stuff.
I'm so sorry. I meant to talk and my mouth didn't open. Keep those donations in. We're still just $5 away. $5.20 away from this showcase. Let's get those donations in. Donate.zeldathon.com, boob.city. This new sound is about to be added. I am waiting on the amount that it's going to be so y'all can donate it. I did hear it, and it's pretty good.
I'm excited to listen back and hear it.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, we're back inside a tunnel. We're not gonna see anything suspicious. We're totally not gonna see Klungo again. Oh, hey, it's Klungo. Everyone say hi to Klungo. We're gonna be doing another potion battle. This time without red. Okay, we get blue. So this one's the hardest one, but also the fastest one. And so essentially what the gimmick with this one is he will just duplicate and we'll just have to just kind of avoid hitting the wrong one. Because if we do hit the wrong one, we have to redo this entire kind of like splitting up that he does. But yeah, we have one more hit here. And then the other potion that we didn't get to see, because we only do 2 Klungo fights here, is actually a green potion, which makes him invisible. So that one, yeah, that one can get like weird if you like don't know where to like if you don't know where Klungo went. I know one time at least I definitely lost track of where Klungo was. I'm like, oh no, where did he go?
We just achieved go home and die %, which was very funny to see. Goal achieved, go home and die %. And that's thanks to $5 from Cigarette Milk. Thank you for your donation.
So excited to show off go home and die %. It's surely the category.
Yeah, also Cigarette Milk is advocating for cigarettemilk.city as a URL, and I think I'm gonna veto that one. But Sporadic Silence, thank you for that $3.29 donation, which should have been that new sound, which is, because we couldn't get it in time, is actually just ad attempting to do the sound that they like. I think it has a lot of reverb on it too.
I think, yeah. All right. So we just got Clockworks. Clockwork Eggs is the move we've been waiting to get for however long it's been. And now we get to do the fun wrong warp. And so the way this works is in the main menu, we have a very convenient replay menu, which allows you to replay minigames, cutscenes, and very important, bosses. And so we're able to watch the final boss cutscene. And like, normally you're just supposed to fight the boss, but we're gonna have this cutscene essentially loaded into the like data of the game, and it's gonna be stored. And so what we're gonna be doing with that is we're actually gonna use that to wrong warp to this boss on our file. That sounds a little complicated. It's because it is. That's the best I can describe it without going into the details of like the code of how this trick works. It's essentially game doesn't know what to do. And I think that's a common theme for a lot of games from like the early 2000s, 1990s.
We also are down to our last 3 minutes of the 2x donation match. And my math is, someone's telling me we have $200 left in it, but the math I'm seeing is $88.30 left in that. So if you have any donations to give right now, this is a really good time to do it because we can finish out that full $1,000 match from Ganon 11. We just need, from what I can see, $88.30 to get that final match. Get them in!
Get them in. All right. Now we're gonna quit this. As you can see, it had all the like replay menu stuff, like 90 jiggies and all that. But we actually will now go into our file. 33 minutes. That's actually a really good pace. And so now we're gonna be actually going back to Glitter Gulch Mine for one final time. We begin the run with Glitter Gulch Mine, and we essentially end the run with Glitter Gulch Mine. We love to see that.
How the universe should be in the mines.
We're gonna go here, and then whatever egg count I have going into this fight will be transferred into the final boss. And so we're gonna have to be decently careful. Actually, I have a good amount of eggs here for the fight, and so we're just gonna enter fuel storage. And remember that cutscene that couldn't finish playing? There it is.
Yeah. Oh.
So there's that cutscene. But then there's the final boss.
Huh. That's so interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, the delayed cutscene warp is so broken, but so useful in so many cases. Like, obviously in speedruns, we use it for just wrong warping to the final boss. But in bingos and I think randomizers, I'm not too sure on randomizers, but definitely on bingos, you're able to actually use a different boss to warp to a later stage to complete a task much earlier. And so using the knowledge of like where warps work and all that is very important to know when you're doing like a Banjo-Tooie bingo, because knowing which ones work, which ones don't, or just in general knowing how to even use the warp kind of decides how fast you'll be doing a bingo. And I guess another important thing to mention about the wrong warp is there are a lot of cutscenes that just crash the game or just soft lock the game, and so it's really like lucky that we have the final boss one and it works like without any issue, so that we're able to even just beat this game so fast. But yeah, now we're on Hack 1. Essentially, Gruntilda's just going to do some random attack, and then we'll have to answer some questions. Doesn't matter if we get it right or wrong. She'll just throw this green spell at us, and then we just have to hit her a couple times. And then that's essentially the whole final boss. So if you have anything to say, Clinkit, now's a great time while we're going to be seeing some missiles very soon.
Yeah, so that donation match from Ganon11 finished out. We got Ganon11 ended up matching $914.99. Thank you so much, Ganon, for that. We also had $3.29 from Dino with Bleh. Also, yeehaw, partners. And $3.29 from Sporadic Silence. Thank you all so much for your donations. We have been raising so much money for Starlight Children's Foundation, and we will continue to do so all weekend long with fantastic segments like this run of Banjo-Tooie by ads right now.
I was going to say, there's so many good segments this weekend that, like, there's so many things I'm going to be watching this weekend.
Yeah, it's a pretty stacked schedule.
Yeah.
I was very excited for Banjo-Tooie, not gonna lie.
Thank you. It's a fun game.
Yeah. I never owned it. I had Banjo-Kazooie, but I never had Banjo-Tooie.
It's definitely the underdog of like kind of the N64 games, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because there's so much. I mentioned the lore already and how it's like really like deep, but also just in general, just the like design of every character is just it's so well made, and being like one of the last games Rare made on the N64, or like one of the last couple games made for the N64, it really shows like the power that the N64 truly has.
Yeah, N64 Rare games are like my childhood. That is what I grew up on. My favorite N64 game growing up, and still very dear to my heart, is Donkey Kong 64.
Yes.
I love it. It is a perfect game. No notes.
Yeah, no notes. As someone who also very much speedruns Donkey Kong 64 a lot, I agree.
Oh, do you enjoy DK64 randomizer ad?
I do, actually. It was actually really funny. I have never done a randomizer up until it was around. I haven't done a randomizer until after AGDQ, and so I did a DK64 randomizer. I'm like, this is actually really fun. I like this.
Yeah, I haven't done it, but when I saw it at AGDQ, I was like, maybe this is my path in the future. I have been strongly considering venturing onto DK64randomizer.com and drowning myself in the experience, because it sure was one to watch.
Yeah. It was just so funny seeing just the amount of just wild things just being thrown at specifically Kuiper. It was really funny.
God, Kuiper's great. I love Kuiper.
Yeah,
so much.
Kuiper's so great.
That was very, very entertaining.
Yeah. All right. So as you saw there, I went inside the Hag one to shoot a clockwork. That's the reason why we need clockworks. Is there's no other way to get inside of the Hag one without a clockwork, and so we needed to shoot one inside of the Hag one to destroy a battery, so that we can just shut down the Hag one. For this, I call it the second phase. There's a lot of sub phases, but for this second phase, just trying to deactivate the Hag one so that we can just begin to just lower Grunty's health. So here, and then progressively, the fight does get much more challenging, and we don't actually get any health upgrades throughout this run, and also just in general speedrunning the game. We in 100%, which normally you would expect to like keep raising your health and all that, but we stay at 5 health the entire 5 hours of that run. It gets very scary at times.
That sounds terrifying, to be honest.
Yeah, it gets scary, but then also it's very useful because we do a lot of death orbs, and so having 5 health is like, okay, just take fall damage, and then we're all good.
Sometimes you just gotta fall.
Alright, shooting some more fire eggs, and now we're gonna switch to regular eggs here. And essentially the final couple things going on here is Grunty is realizing that she can't really do much, and so she throws everything that she has, such as minions in this phase, which if we avoid properly, it's also really hard to aim at her sometimes. There we go. I was gonna say, this next phase she releases mustard gas, which is, I believe, pink. Yeah. So it's.
Oh, have you ever?
Yeah.
Mustard gas is pink. Okay, that makes sense. Have you ever considered the weirdness of a witch riding in this giant mechanical, like, drill? Isn't she a witch? Why is she in a drill?
And that's the end of the game. I don't question. Yeah, that was it. I don't question it, honestly. There's a lot of whimsy and joy in this game that I don't even question that there's a witch with a drill causing mayhem. This is just like, we expect this.
True. Very true.
All right. Before we do that go home and die %, I do want to show that I did mention Bottles did die at the beginning of the game, but there he is. We resurrected him. And we're throwing him a little party. So yeah. So that has been that any % run. It was really fun, and now I get to show off a category that is just completely off the rails. So I'm going to go set this up real quick. And then for this category, actually, we use a clean file since we don't need any of the Jinjos. And so I'm going to start that right now. And so essentially here, our main goal is just to get at the fastest 110 notes and just get back to the house as fast as possible. And so you're going to see me do a lot of that right now. There we go. That's that trick I want to do. That skips an entire cutscene that we saw at the beginning of the any %. And so now we're going to redo a lot of the things we did already, which is refighting Klungo, getting the Red House, Treble Clef, getting the first Jiggy. So, Klingit, take it away.
Take it away? All right. I will take it away from... No. That was an amazing run, by the way.
Thank you.
Fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic job. Thank you so much for all your donations. Keep them coming in. We got some more money to raise for Starlight Children's Foundation. So get the donate.zeldathon.com, or you can go to zeldathon.com/store for our cool shirt, which includes Banjo and Kazooie from this very game on it.
Yes.
You can buy a cool shirt, or poster, or sticker, or water bottle. There's a lot of options. And 25% of each of those purchases goes to Starlight Children's Foundation. So yeah, there's lots of ways to contribute. If you don't have money, share it on social media. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dog. Let everyone know. And we're back here with this good boy. Is he a good boy? I don't know.
I would say yes. A cutscene. So at the end of the game, like a normal game, you do fight him a third time, and he essentially realizes that just being on Gruntilda's side is just not worth it. And so we actually see him at that in the end credits with being on Banjo's side. And so
Oh.
it's really like the ending of the game is just very wholesome. Other than the part, okay, we do play football with Gruntilda's head, which is a little interesting. That's also where they mentioned Banjo 3E.
Oh.
I don't. It's a lot. That cutscene is very much like weird because it's like, what is happening now?
Does Bottles' family ever find out the truth?
To my knowledge, no. Which
So even
I don't know.
to this very day.
Yeah. Ooh, first try.
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
Jam Jars even congratulated that one. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I would like to think that like they're at the dinner table one day and just there's a conversation about it, but then it's like not a big deal. I want a happy ending out of it where it's just, oh yeah, this happened, just normal Tuesday things.
Normal Tuesday. This building kind of looks like lasagna.
Yeah, honestly, now that you bring that up, that does, yeah. I don't.
want my I just need dinner.
I don't think I'm going to unsee this.
It just looks like lasagna.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even put it past the game because there, in like the second to last level, there is like a literal cheese block that we like go inside of.
Oh.
It's again, this game's just full of joy and whimsy.
You might say a cheese stick. What is a cheese block but a very large cheese stick?
All right, we're gonna do some different routing here. We're gonna do a trick here called White House jump, and so we line up with the door of the White Ginger House. First try, nice. I usually spend time on that one, but essentially we use a beak bomb to get into that this area very early on, and now we're in Wooded Hollow again to essentially just get some things really quickly. We're not even gonna grab the silo there because we don't need it. We're just gonna go straight to the plateau. And from there, we're just going to be collecting a lot of notes, grabbing our grenade eggs for this category. I'm trying to line myself up there. And then do... Nice. I'm getting things first try now. That's awesome.
That is awesome. This is great. You're doing great today. A lot of first tries.
A lot of first tries, and I love it. All right. And then did this much later on, but we're going to actually grab these now because we're not going to actually come back here. And so now gonna go up here. And then we're gonna enter Glitter Gulch Mine, and then we'll be collecting the rest of the notes essentially in there. We need to have 90 by the time we leave here. So I'm gonna line myself up. And then we'll almost be done with showing off Tooie. I would say give or take probably like 6 minutes left. So we're very much almost done
6 minutes.
Yeah, 6 minutes.
Out of the 12 minutes of Go Home and Die?
I believe, yes, this is, I'm doing surprisingly well with this category. Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh. Not when the speed shoes decide not to work half the time. The speed shoes are very much janky.
I mean, it's a rare game.
It's a rare game. Yeah, I was gonna say, I expect this from Rare. All right. We're gonna warp back. We're gonna be getting the notes from that later half that we saw when we were here for the first time, actually. There we go. And now we're gonna be doing some platforming. I don't consider this a platformer. It could be considered with like sections like this in the speedrun, which I'm just flying past. That. I need that one actually. There we go. And then go all the way over here to grab at least one note. Just like that, and now we're all good to go to just leave the level. Also, I forgot to mention it during the run. It's a common theme with the Rare games. The game lags so much. That specific camera angle, with it showing so much of the level, just lags the game so much. I have moments during when I run specifically 100% where it's like, oh, that's like a 10-second loading zone. I think my game just crashed, and then give it like 5 more seconds. Oh, now it finally loaded. There's just an incredible amount of lag in this game.
Does this game require the expansion pack?
I am not sure. I have the expansion pack in, because again, I do run Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it, like, this game is so large that if it doesn't need the expansion pack, that is impressive.
Yeah, that
So-
would be impressive. I don't even know if one needed it either. but-
One I know didn't need it.
It didn't. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, but I think Tooie does require it, to my knowledge. I'm not too sure. If someone wants to do research on that and donate to let us know, that would be a great thing to donate. Alright, there's our 110. I'm gonna do another thing here. We're gonna talk to Jam Jars, and now we have our grenade eggs. Skipping the text here. I'm not gonna say anything until he closes the silo. Okay. There's a like small chance that he does a thing called bonking, where his silo closes as he's jumping in, and it loses like 3 seconds. I am surprised I got none of those today. Normally I would at least get one, because it's bound to happen at some point. So that's really awesome from Jam Jars. But yeah,
The game's
now-
on your side today.
The game is really on my side today, which I appreciate it. But we're going back to Banjo's house, and then we're almost done with this. So we're gonna do some more movement here. We did skip that cutscene right here, so we're gonna just do some movement to just not trigger the cutscene and just completely avoid it. There's bottles, by the way. And now we're gonna be in Banjo's house here that's completely destroyed, and we're just gonna shoot some grenade eggs to just lose some health. I zoomed in by accident. Alright. And just like that, that would be time on that. So yeah, that's been Go Home and Die %.
Heck yeah.
So yeah.
And celebrating that was a $3.21 donate or 29-cent donation from Palm with neither Banjo game requires the expansion pack. Thank you for letting us know.
Awesome.
Palm.
That is impressive. But yeah, that has been Banjo-Tooie. Thank you so much for having me on. This is my first time on Zeldathon, and I had an absolute blast.
This was your first one?
This is my first one.
Oh, come back again. It was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, just... I love showing this game off, because it's like... There's so many goofy things, like... When can you tell me you see a actual N64 cartridge just as an actual, like, character in this game?
When? During
When?
Banjo-Tooie, that's when.
Exactly. But yeah, I guess I should do where you can find me. I am on twitch.tv/ad129sr. I stream this game. I stream Donkey Kong 64. I just stream in general the games that I like to do speedruns of, but mainly those two. I have a Blue Sky where I just yap about music sometimes, or just in general just yap about random things that I have an interest in. And then, yeah, that's where you can find me. And yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. And we got some more show coming up. We got some, I think is it Red Dead Redemption next? Yeah, Red Dead Redemption's coming up next. So, yeah. Thanks, everyone.